So welcome to episode 62 of the Just and Friends podcast. Today's special guest is Dhruv. He's a twin brother of Ritov, who's also a friend of the show. How's it going, mate? In a while.
I'm good. How about you, Jerry?
Yeah, good. We're gonna do this in person, but obviously the weather had other ideas. I think it's gonna rain very soon, so just keeping it safe, I guess. We'll start with hypotheticals, and first of all, we want to start off with a quick question about the solar system. So, if you could visit one planet, what would that be and why, Dhruv?
So there are no restrictions. I can choose any planet. Yeah.
Yeah, no restrictions.
I guess Jupiter because it like
Yeah.
sounds cool. I mean, I don't really know a lot about most planets, but I guess like Jupiter is it's like much more bigger than Earth. So it'd be cool to go to a planet that is like it doesn't have the same surface as Earth. It's like filled with gas and stuff.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot bigger, and isn't it a lot
Yeah.
hotter as well? I'm sure you'd know, like the surface temperature there is like you'd die if you kind of landed there for like 1 second or something. Apparently.
I mean, as far as I know, you would die because there's no oxygen on that planet.
Yeah, you'd die as
But
well.
yeah, yeah, you should do it.
Not just me. No, it's good, mate. And obviously, like, let's take you back to growing up. So, you did some schooling down in Singapore, and came here in year seven. But like, what's your upbringing like?
I don't really remember any like when I was younger than year one. But I guess
Maybe,
in Singapore
yeah.
yeah, in Singapore, we used to go to Angsana Primary School. So, and I stayed there till I was well at the end of school before I came here in year seven.
And what was that
My,
experience like?
I mean, in Singapore, very academically forward. So it's like, I mean, there was a certain bit of stress, but not too much of it.
And was it exams kind of like every week, or I mean, every year level? Is a better way to phrase it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you compare it to here, did you have exams when you used to go to primary school?
No, it's more like tests. They didn't matter as much. Yeah.
Yeah, for us, we had exams that mattered. So yeah,
Oh
we
wow.
had to take exams. I think it was every semester.
Yeah, that's interesting because yeah, ours were kind of like longer tests, but they didn't matter as much. Whereas I'd assume yours is more like a high level type I guess
Mm.
program because Singapore's like one of the top locations for schooling. So no, that's very interesting. Um, and that's awesome about like your upbringing and like growing up in Singapore. But let's say after you finish your schooling here, where do you see yourself in the next few years? Like, what's the kind of career outcomes or like places you want to live? Maybe.
Okay, in terms of like what I want to do right after I finish high school is I hopefully I get the 8 hour I want so that I can do a course in computer engineering
Hmm.
at RMIT
Ooh,
because we did the careers thing last year in school. So yeah, and I wanted to go into computer engineering.
oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
in terms in terms
Keep
of
going.
where I live, I haven't really thought about that.
Not too
Uh,
sure.
yeah, not too sure.
No, that's
I mean, I
fair.
guess because I'm going to do university here, so at least until I do my course, I'll probably be here.
Awesome. Are there any places you'd like to travel around the world? Like, I'd love to go to the UK. What about yourself? Any particular destinations you want to go to?
Last year, me and my sister we planned to go to France.
Oh, wow.
So like when we grow up, I don't know. My sister said she wanted to visit the UK, particularly France. I was like, yeah,
Eiffel Tower, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, no, that's awesome. And yeah, that's interesting because RMIT, I didn't know that. I thought yourself you'd like to go to Melbourne Uni because that's like one of the top sciencey universities, but obviously you kind of have to look at the course you want to go for, and the
Yeah,
kind of computer engineering's like more suited for RMIT, and we might see each other there
yeah.
because I want to do media down at RMIT, and it's a very good uni. So, ah,
Oh, yeah.
good
Yeah, I've
go-
seen the media courses in RMIT. Yeah.
yeah, they're both really good. So,
Yeah.
hopefully we get into it. And just quickly, what's the ATAR looking like? High 90s or achievable?
Yeah, I mean, I require in the high 90s for the course. So yes,
Damn, damn. All right, you're going for the ducks, aren't you? It's pretty
yeah,
much
yeah,
certainty.
hopefully I beat my brother. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, nah. Hopefully, you go close to that. But I want to try and knock you guys off as well. Not just let
Oh,
little
I
STEM
dare
people
you.
get the ducks. You know, gotta other people can challenge for it as well. So no, it'll be good to see who gets it next year.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a challenge. Get the ducks. I mean, it's not just
It's always
my
difficult to
brother I
step
need to
there, you
beat
know.
it.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, and that's a good segue, Dhruv, because obviously we're in year 12 next year, and like it's amazing because we're ordering our year 12 jackets as we speak. And maybe tell us your subjects next year, and reflections on your journey at like Mac. How's that all panned out?
okay, so with the subjects next year, so do you just want me to list my subjects or
Yeah, for
talk
sure.
about them? Okay. I'm doing chemistry, 3-4, physics, um, specialist, English, and psychology.
That is a very good mix. And what about like obviously there's a fair few STEM subjects, but like how's your reflections on starting year 7 at Mac and your journey, I guess, across the subjects, like when we're in entry, we're in subjects such as Italian with like older kids and all that. How would you like how's your experience with a vertical learning structure?
Year 7. I mean, Mac is a fun school. I like Mac as well. And so I feel like the vertical learning is a good idea because with electives, I guess it just makes it more dynamic
Mm.
to have a vertical learning. It's unusual, but it's cool. It's cool to have a different system, and that works.
Nah, it
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, it
worked.
works. Yeah, yeah.
And what was
Uh,
your memory from year 7? Do you have any fun memories you remember fondly?
I oh yeah, the summit camp, wasn't it? Year
Yeah.
7, we all went to the summit camp. I it's been quite a while, but I remember used we went on the swings, the giant swings.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
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 Apparently, because you know how the swing had like 3 levels.
Yeah.
It had like red, green, and sorry, red, orange, and green, and all of them were like the height on where you could swing
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. The green was the
Yeah, yeah.
highest.
So yeah, green is the highest, and because I went with Janak, yeah, and Janak made me choose green because like I wasn't keen on doing the highest one over there, but then
Yeah.
it kind of I because it feels fun, but at the same time you feel scared going so high up.
No,
So
that's
I guess
interesting.
that was like fun. Yeah, camp was pretty fun.
Yeah, and obviously before COVID, there were so many things we did. And what about learning Italian? Like, how'd you find that? Because
I
I guess yeah, it was so different to English.
I guess you could say it's different from English, but I mean, it was like what made it easy to learn was like because you just needed to understand like the just the different words. Because I mean, they still use English letters in
Mm.
the thing, so I guess yeah, it was pretty cool learning Italian as a different language from English. Because
Yeah.
I didn't really know any other languages other than English and my mother tongue, which is Hindi. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. And speaking about Hindi, like what are the characters like in terms of like the alphabet and how that works? Is it like vastly different
Oh,
from English or?
yeah, they're like vastly different. You need to first learn how the characters go. Yeah, they're
Oh
like
yeah,
mm,
kind of like Chinese.
they're most yeah, yeah. I mean yeah, you could compare it to that. You have to like they're mostly sounds. They go
Hmm.
after the sounds pronounced. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Do you reckon if I was to learn Hindi, would it be like a lot harder than Italian to learn? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It would take a certain amount of like, I mean, with Italian, yeah, you need to like learn the vowels and sorry, the vowel pronunciation and stuff. But with Hindi, you have to learn those letters first as well. So that kind of adds on.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, an amazing journey so far, and I'm sure yourself and your brother have got like some big plans next year and in the future. And just quickly again, do you want to touch on your computer science like ambitions? Like, what does computer science involve? Like, obviously, coding is a major facet, but there's obviously other like areas in computer science that are also important. Do you want to touch on that a bit, Dhruv?
Yes, you're right. Like computer science is like it just doesn't just define one thing. It's like a really big area, and once you do that degree, you can choose to do your masters in many other stuff, and it'll make it easier. Like with computer engineering, you could do cybersecurity, you could do hardware and stuff like creating the computers itself rather than coding them. Yeah, so yeah, there's like it's a big field. I mean, I don't really know what else, like a lot about like what's in it, but I know I love coding and I do like to work with computers. So yeah.
That's awesome. And let's touch on like a bit different to computer science now. It's more like the practical cooking aspect. So apparently you're a better cook than your brother, and obviously he won't
Yeah,
joke about
yeah.
you putting the salt in the chocolate. But anyway, are there any dishes you are like you're particular best at, or you want to showcase if you were to cook for like the school or something? Any key dishes, mate?
I guess brownies, because I've made them like very often ever since I started making them. Because my brother and sister like brownies, so I guess I make that very often. I've gotten like pretty good at making brownies now.
Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully you don't put
Mhm.
salt in it.
Uh, that's such a lie. I never put salt in the brownie. Never did.
Yeah. No, we love the sweet food. What about
Mhm.
have any savory dishes like from like Indian culture as well that you can cook, like any curries?
Uh, no, there is. I mean, I've tried, but they require like a lot of skill and
Yeah, yeah.
mastery
No, that
first.
makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm not really, yeah.
And with like kind of your culture, obviously spices as I've learned in food studies is like a key thing. So are you like a kind of do you mind spice or you're not too much of a fan of like spicy food like chili and pepper and you know?
Oh, I am a fan of spicy food, and we have a lot of spices in our home. I mean, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
really
right.
take all of them out and show them to you now, but I
Yeah,
can
no,
tell you we have a lot of different spices
yeah.
at
Can you
home.
list a few of them?
I don't know if you'll understand what they mean when I say so. This we have got cumin, we have
Oh,
got
cumin, yeah.
raw chili powder.
Oh, wow.
We have got and most of the spices come in like seeds, like mustard seeds and coriander seeds as well. Yeah, a lot of them come in seeds.
I'm sure you'd kind of handle chili a lot better than me because you kind of grew up with it, whereas me, I
Yeah,
probably didn't
yeah.
have chili till I was a bit older. But nah, it's good to have a bit of spice sometimes. And speaking about like your celebrations, can you touch on like your culture and the celebration being Diwali, I believe, and just the celebration itself? Like, how does that all work out?
Okay.
Yeah.
Diwali is like the Hindu calendar. It's the it's the new year for that.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
like yeah, so that's why we have Diwali. I mean, it's called the festival of light, but because we like light up a lot of lamps and stuff like that, and also have a lot of sweet food. Yeah, so it's 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 like New Year's on the Hindu calendar. That's what it
Yeah, no, that's a good reflection
is.
about it. And when does this happen during the year?
I mean, year to year, there is no specific like set date, but it usually occurs between October to November. So yeah,
Awesome.
between those 2 months. Yeah.
So that's just before kind of like New Year's, like January 1st. So
Yeah. I,
that's interesting
yeah. Yeah.
because Chinese New Year's obviously like in February, and then Diwali's kind of like the 2 months before New Year's, whereas like
Yeah.
Chinese New Year's like the two
It's
months after New Year's. So
2 months
yeah, oh,
after.
that's interesting.
Like all the New Years are from November to Feb.
Yeah, they're all kind of like spread out a
They're
bit,
all
but like
like,
towards the end of the year,
yeah,
start of the year. Yeah.
yeah, like towards the end. Yeah.
And obviously, like in India, like cricket's a major sport, and obviously you boys like have recently kind of got into cricket, like playing cricket for the Flemington Gulls with myself, Tom, Sam, the list goes on. But how has your experience been with kind of learning the game with your brother and scoring more runs than your brother? I think. How's that going?
Ye- I mean, I found it fun, yeah, because I mean, I knew about before I started playing cricket last year, or
Mm.
actually 2 years ago. Um, I knew about it, but I have never really played it, like properly played it in a club. So yeah, that was like a good experience. It was like difficult at first, but I mean, I got used to it. Yeah, I learned how
Oh,
to
that's amazing.
bat balls.
And would you say you're more of a batter or baller or all rounder?
I would say I'm more of a bowler because
Bowler.
like
Yeah.
batting, like when I first started playing, batting never really came to me. It was more bowling.
Oh, that's very fair, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure. I think you've got a few wickets before. Like I remember, I was fielding and might have caught one of your wickets. So yeah, that's always
I,
good fun. Yeah.
oh, yeah, wasn't that the one where you like slid on the ground?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
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 yeah. That was one of my
yeah.
memorable
So,
catches.
yeah.
So yeah, it's always good fun, and you've certainly got a few more wickets than I have. I think I've got. Oh, not even one. I still haven't got one, but scored a few more runs. So
Yeah,
yeah, I was more of a batsman. And yeah, very nice, and hopefully yourself and your brother can score a few more runs, take a few more wickets this cricket season if you're playing. So, good luck.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. And let's move on to a kind of more serious note. Obviously, cricket's pretty fun and, pretty
Yeah.
casual, but exams are approaching. My PE exam is in 10 days or 9 days maybe, but yeah, it's the next Monday. And your methods exam is next Wednesday and Thursday. So how are you preparing for it, and how's the stress levels like?
Methods is like I mean, I obviously love maths, but methods can sometimes be a pain in the neck, really be a pain in the neck. As far as um, the only way to I guess study for maths is to do questions. There's no like I don't think there's any other way to really study for maths. But then doing like past exam papers and questions, yeah. So that's the way I'm studying right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah,
You heard it from Dhruv, who's like a
yeah,
high scoring student, that like practice questions is the best way to prepare for exams, and like it doesn't matter if it's maths or English, but you kind of have to do practice questions, or else you're gonna get
yeah.
exposed on the exam. Isn't that right, Dhruv?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess like Vika has a certain way of setting the question, like their own
Mm.
way. So if you get used to their way of setting the question, I guess it'll be easier for you to do that. And especially with math, I it's not just like because I know like doing questions is the only way to practice math, but I guess it also gets you used to how the Vika sets the papers and stuff.
And what's your like quickly? What's your strengths and weaknesses in methods? Are there any topics you're really good at and topics you're not so good at?
Um, I guess like I'm, I mean, I'm really good at algebra and calculus, and
Yeah.
I never really like statistics in math. And
Oh, what?
there's like a small section on statistics. I'm not really bad at it, but I
Yeah.
never really like statistics because it's like you have to deal with like all the decimal places and stuff. I prefer really like exact whole numbers, so it just comes from algebra.
No, that is very interesting, Dhruv. And
Mm.
for me, I love statistics. That's my favorite topic. So it's pretty funny how
Oh,
it's like we're opposites in maths. Yeah, and I remember this thing from year eight. Just quickly, it was called skill drills. Do you remember? Like you had to do like mental maths. It was like 5 plus 5. You had to enter it really quickly on the keyboard, and then whoever got the highest score, like you'd kind of get house points and all that.
I
Do you remember that?
yes, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
What was your
In
highest score?
look, my high score, like, I think it was like 10, because like
What?
no, like the questions became harder as they like progress. Like the first questions were easy, and as they like when you did the next few questions, they became harder and harder. So I guess
Oh,
like
really?
I probably slowed down after like going to the next step. 'Cause there's also like a time limit per question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you miss the time limit, uh, you lose basically.
Yeah. What about
Yes,
level one? Like I used to get like 150. I think I've got the MAC record for level one. So do you remember that? That was like the quick 5 plus 5, four plus
oh,
four
oh,
level
oh,
one.
level one. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought we were talking about level 10 and stuff. Um, level one, I think mine is like 300 or
Nah,
something.
you're joking. Shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah, oh, no, I
It wasn't
know. I
300.
mean, if you level, because level one was like really easy. I remember,
What?
always like once, like when I first went on doing the question, I
Yeah.
realized level one was so easy that I decided to go straight to level five.
Yeah.
I was like, level one's too easy for this. So yeah.
I don't believe a 300, but we're gonna verse some skill
Oh,
drills at school with Mr. Stefano. He'll get us the website,
oh
and
yeah.
we'll see how that goes, Dhruv. I reckon I can beat you in the only thing I can beat you in, which is skill drill. So we'll see how we
Oh,
go.
very.
Uh, that's a
You can
challenge.
try, but no, I won't let you beat me, Terry. I'm still the high.
No, we love that. And
Yeah.
obviously, let's talk about Hungry Jacks now, because I know your brother and yourself work there a bit. It's interesting because I work at KFC and we kind of have to like if you're working front, you just do customer service, you serve the like customers and all that, take orders, but you guys have to work front and back. You get trained for both. So what's that like, and
Oh,
which one do you find more challenging?
oh no, right now I'm only working in the back because I like just
Oh right.
started working in June. But yeah, in terms of like the back where you have to do like most of the stuff, like cooking and all, like there's a lot to especially with our store because our store gets very busy around like in the evening because of dinner and stuff. And plus because like many of due to COVID, like many of the employees have left. It's
Mm.
like we have to. It's more stressful. Yeah, we have to like do everything very fast, and like it's very tiring.
Yeah, that's just like your brother. You said the
Yeah,
back was the toughest. And which bit do you
yeah,
hate the
that's
most? Like frying the chips or like packing burgers? Which
uh,
one's the hardest?
packing burgers because like you have to like because with the chips there's only like one like at most two types
Yeah.
of chips. Whereas with the burgers, you have to like remember all the different collections of the burgers, and then because sometimes the customers might like
Ask for
change
special.
the
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, you have to remember all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're the king of burgers at Hungry Jack's, but what's your favourite burger?
Uh,
Mine's a chicken royale.
yours is the chicken royal. Mine's actually the wrap, the grilled chicken wrap. It's
Oh,
not really
right.
a burger; it's a wrap. Yeah.
What about music now? I know I'm not sure if you listen to too much music, but is there any like what kind of music do you listen to? I'm not sure like genre wise, Dhruv.
I mean, I don't really have like a particular genre I like, but my recently I do like a few of BTS.
Oh, yep, are they the K-pop man? Yeah, they're
Yeah, yeah,
killing it at the
yeah.
moment.
I
Yeah,
do like a few of their songs. Not all of them, but yeah, I do like a few of their songs. Yeah.
yeah. I think Dynamite this year was crazy at the start of the
Uh,
year, wasn't
yeah, Dynamite.
it?
Because yeah, that was like, yeah, at the start, like it was in so many ads, like on TV when you turn on
Oh
like
God.
TV, and in so many ads you would hear that same song. But yeah,
No, that's good. I didn't know you were a BTS
yeah.
fan, but yeah. No, awesome to
Okay,
see
not like a,
those numbers.
I'm not like a
Not hardcore,
hardcore
yeah,
fan,
yeah.
but yeah,
You
yeah,
just listen to it every now and then. No, that's fair.
yeah, I listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we kind of move on to the funny stories segment. So, are there any funny stories you want to share to listeners, either from your schooling days, your time in Singapore, school, just anything you want to share?
Oh yeah. Uh, um, I don't know how funny this is, but I remember, I think it was, I don't know when was it last year or it was at Mac, but I remember one of the times, um, we were we were in the science lab, and I think TJ almost burned down almost burned down the lab. Or was it Janak?
Probably Janak.
It was probably Janak. I don't think it's
Guessing.
TJ, but he almost burned down. He like, because it was something to do with like electricity and stuff. And he like almost burned, while doing the experiment, he almost set the paper on fire. It was like really funny.
Damn. What experiment was it?
It was something to do with electric circuits. So
Oh,
like measuring the current, and I think Janak passed too much current through the circuit, and he like, so we could see the wire glowing, and then I was like, Janak, turn the thing off now, because like
there's one with the Bunsen burner, I think in year seven, but there were so many kids who weren't like wearing safety equipment and stuff, and you know how we had to light the Bunsen burner, like put on a heat map, gauze map, or whatever it's called, and kind of do all the safety stuff. I think it was maybe Kingsley, but it wasn't following the instructions, and he kind of nearly burnt down the whole room. So that was pretty funny.
yeah, exactly. The like
Yeah,
instead of like with the electric circuits as well. I don't think Janak, because with like whenever you do an experiment, the experiment is set up so that you don't burn down the room. So you must have not followed a certain thing. Yeah.
yeah. Because it's interesting, like obviously before an experiment in science, you have to do like, as we all know, risk assessments and etc. But those who just like tick the boxes and everything, and who
Oh
cares?
yeah.
Yeah, that's those
Yeah.
people get in
Yeah.
trouble the most, So that's quite
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, like yeah, I mean those that checklist is there so that you don't burn the classroom down.
Exactly,
It's like
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Nah. Anyway, let's move on to a more serious note. We kind of flipped from like
yeah.
serious to funny on the pod, but
Yeah.
so Dhruv, like, what's the best piece of advice someone has ever given you? This one's a tough one.
And it's like really hard to choose from what is better. You know the quote, be happy, be yourself.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the like that almost applies everywhere. So I guess yeah, that's like the best piece of advice.
Be happy, be yourself. You heard it
Yes,
first from
okay.
Dhruv, and yeah, it's a very important quote because obviously
Mm,
we've got like so many exams coming up, and people like
mm,
so negative, and you gotta be
mm,
happy sometimes, and like we've all put in the work, and like if you think about it, it's gonna pay off like one way or another. So
yeah.
yeah, 100% what you said. Um, And now books and movies. I don't know if you've been doing too much reading or like watching TV shows at the moment, but like back in the day, maybe have any recommendations? I know when I was a few years younger, I used to love reading the Percy Jacksons, Harry Potters. What about yourself?
Oh, oh, yeah, I actually do remember reading those books like really long back
Yeah.
as a thing. Yeah. Uh, I don't really have any suggestions for books, but
Mm.
I guess like for TV shows, you know the TV show Friends?
Yeah, yeah. So that's got like Jennifer
Yeah,
Aniston
yeah,
and yeah, it's
yeah,
all
yeah,
star
yeah,
cast. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you watched a
I,
bit of
mm,
Friends.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty casual
yeah.
and
I mean, yeah,
easygoing.
yes,
Yeah.
because yeah, yes, like I'm not binge watching that show, but if I get time, I watch, and it's a fun show. Yeah, try
Yeah.
it.
Who's your favorite character?
It has to be Joey. Joey's pretty,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
pretty funny, isn't he? Oh, it's awesome, mate. It's good to see like a wide range of kind of TV shows you watch. Like obviously there's the cartoons back in the day, but obviously now it's like kind of more leaning towards horror films and stuff. Are you a horror type person or not into that?
Uh, no,
Not.
whenever I watch horror movies, I just, I just don't like the jump scares in the
Yeah,
movies.
no,
I
it's
don't really
yeah.
watch it.
I don't think I'm a horror person as well. It's just like you
Yeah,
don't know what to expect, and then when you expect it, it gets you when you least expect it. It's like weird, man. So yeah,
yeah.
100% agree with you. This segment now is called Quick Hands. So essentially, it's five quick questions, and we're gonna start with pineapple and pizza. Yes or no, Drew?
No, ew, no. It just doesn't go. Ew.
Next one is pretty straightforward. English or maths?
Yeah,
Just in
Matt.
the question.
I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew what was it was
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
go.
yeah. No, I knew. Yeah. Next one, favorite subject.
But now it has to be physics. Also, I mean, yeah, I do like physics because I've liked physics for a long time. Because I
Mm,
also took psychology, and I find it as a decent subject. It's
good
cool to
teacher.
learn about yourself.
Next one is obviously you've lived in Melbourne for a few years now. Where's your favorite place to kind of chill and relax? Favorite place to visit in Melbourne?
You know, the botanic gardens.
Yeah, yeah, love the place, mate. Is
Yeah,
that your favorite
yeah,
place?
that place is like the best. It's so big, and there's like so much to explore. Yeah,
No, that's awesome. You should tell your
yeah.
brother to go running there because I run around the tan. I'm sure you know where the tan is. Like it's like the track around the botanical gardens,
Oh
the
yeah,
dirt track. Yeah,
I've seen that.
so
Yeah,
it's
I've seen that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome place. And lastly, are you a morning or night person, Drew?
I'm a night person. Yes, I'm a very much night person. Yes.
Are you one of those people that studies till like the early hours of midnight, or are you kind of like just chilling?
I guess I mostly chill because I don't really study because I don't think I can concentrate at midnight when studying. So I guess
No,
I
that's
just
fair.
chill.
Yeah, yeah, so you can stay up late,
Mm.
but like just probably like instead of doing questions, you'd be more like the type of person to kind of look through a few notes and kind of understand the topic more by doing that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
I forgot what your brother said, but I think he said similar. So he's like a night kind of person as well. So yeah, you two are
Uh,
obviously.
but my brother can concentrate much more because I see him doing the questions and
Oh,
stuff in
at
the middle
2
of the
a.m.
night. Yeah, 2 a.m. Yes.
Oh, mate, yeah. That is dedication. And so, obviously, you're not a morning person then. So, are you like a sleep in type person, or how do you go about the morning? Just quickly.
I guess, yeah, I would say sleep in. I mean, if I
Yeah,
sleep
no, I
that
love
late,
that, mate.
I don't think I'm going to wake up super early in the morning.
Pretty similar, mate. And I reckon to finish off, as you all know, we finished with like kind of your top three goals, and obviously 2022 is around the corner. So, what are your top three goals?
So, I mean, the first one is definitely getting a high ATAR. That has been one goal ever since. Yes, definitely getting a high ATAR. So preferably like 95 or something.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like, no, that's pretty high. Or at
that is
least
hard, mate.
90 plus.
Yeah,
The second goal would be,
be a leader.
uh, and, I mean, look, I don't really have like specific goals planned out other than the 8 hour one.
Oh,
So I guess, I mean, okay,
what about
in
study
order to
scores?
study,
Get a 50 in
okay, yes,
physics.
yeah, I'm aiming for a 50 in
No.
methods and physics. Uh,
Oh, are
I
you on
mean, it's
track?
like gonna be really hard, but yeah, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm pretty much on. Yeah,
Oh my god,
I mean
that
that's.
is incredible, mate. Yeah.
I mean that's how. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I want to become the VC ducks, then I need to get really high.
Yeah, we love that. What about number three? What's your final goal? It could be better brownies, maybe?
I guess, yeah. I mean, maybe like, making them. Most of my brownies have like turned out fine, but I guess there's always improvement,
Mm.
cooking and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and to finish off, obviously, I said like about 100 times when year 12 next year. And what's your nickname going to be on the back of your Year 12 jumper? Any thoughts just of yet?
I mean, right now, I haven't ordered the jacket yet, but what I've thought of putting on is the North Star. Okay, I know
Cool.
that sounds weird, but in Hinduism, that's what my name means.
Oh, the North Star. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna put. Yeah,
And it's going to be something you're not going to regret, yeah. Because I, like, imagine those people who just put on, like, silly nicknames and then they're going to, like, have it
uh,
in 10 years and they're going to be like, nah, I hate it. So
yeah,
it relates to your name and
yeah,
that's perfect, yeah. And mine's going to be
yeah. That's
July,
what
so,
like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like it also like it's cool because it's my name, and like when I see it like after 20 years, like that's what also my was what my mom was telling me. If you're gonna keep the jacket for like forever, you don't want to look back on the name and be like, what a silly name that was.
100% Dhruv. And
Yeah,
I guess to wrap up, yeah, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. Obviously, we're going to do it in person, but, like, the weather's just Melbourne, you know? You can't expect,
yeah.
like, sunny
I mean,
weather every day,
that's
even though,
true.
yeah.
I, I wasn't really expecting a thunderstorm either. Like it's been like so long, and then on Thursday and Friday, I've been really
Yeah.
expecting a
It's pretty
thunderstorm.
funny
Yeah.
how school got cancelled as well on Friday because
Oh
the
yeah.
storms just like cut out everything. Yeah, it was just a hectic night. I don't think anyone had much sleep. I'm not sure about you, but not too many people
Yeah, I
had
mean,
much sleep.
I
Yeah.
could, yeah, I could hear the winds outside.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
massive. Yeah.
really, yeah.
Yeah, and just Jules, mate, best of luck on obviously going for the dark sum. Hopefully, I can compete against you guys, maybe. But I know
Yeah,
you guys are on another level. But your science journey with computer science, and cricket as well, because I want to see you playing this season. And best of luck, and I'll catch you on Monday, mate.